everybody, it's Jim from Cigars. Today I am reviewing the AJ Fernandez New World Dorado cigar. And a while back, if you recall, I did a box opening on these at the suggestion of a viewer, no less. If you have a suggestion for me of a cigar you want me to review, let me know, because honestly, I'm always willing to do that. And if you made a suggestion and I haven't gotten to it yet, I assure you it is in line. So feel free to make suggestions. This New World Dorado, you can see the motif is very gold band and the little strip at the bottom. Even the tobacco has kind of a golden hue to it. It's pretty interesting. The reason why AJ Fernandez picked that name is because his Dorado farm.
It's been the dream of my life to buy a farm, move away from the city, plow my own fields, plant my own soil, to get my hands dirty.
Which is near Esteli, Nicaragua, has very gold soil, which is very unusual for that region. We'll talk more about that in a minute, but let me get this thing lit up and I'll tell you a little bit more about this cigar.
Arnold, will you please turn that TV down?
Initial impression, pretty good start. But I want to tell you a little bit more about the cigar. There's a term called estate cigar, and it means all the tobacco in the cigar, every bit of the tobacco in the cigar, is grown on one particular farm.
The farmer has access to the finest scientific brains in America. He's no longer alone in his fields.
And this isn't quite an estate cigar. It's pretty darn close though. The wrapper is from the Dorado farm, as is the binder, and about 3/4 of the filler. So pretty darn close. And the rest of the filler is from other AJ farms in Nicaragua. So it is a Nicaraguan Puro. This is the Robusto size, which is 5.5 by 52, which is actually a pretty good size for a Robusto. Comes in a couple smaller. Vitola is also one larger one. But initial impression on taste and construction, very smooth. This is a Habano wrapper, and it's very, very smooth. Sun-grown, it's got a little bit of spice to it, but not a lot relative to other AJ Fernandez cigars. So far, very early on, burn, easy light, everything was really good about that. It's a little bit, if you've smoked AJ Fernandez cigars, which you practically have to live in a closet not to have, you know that a lot of them are pretty powerful. And this is not that powerful. It's got a little bit of spice in it so far, and we'll talk more about that. But it's a pretty mild cigar as AJ Fernandez cigars go. Probably medium to maybe to medium full at the most. So anyway, let me get further along in this one and I will get back to you.
As you all know, I'm your County Kimball Hank agent.
I don't believe I am.
I'm Hank Kimball, your county agent.
I'm back smoking this New World AJ Fernandez Dorado, and I have a picture that I'm showing right now of some very, very severe canoeing at the beginning of it, and I purposely didn't do any relights, and it fixed itself. That's a sign of a good cigar. Anyway, a little bit about the flavor on this cigar. It is one of the more unusual cigars I think that I've smoked in quite a while. It doesn't have a real woody taste that you can say, you know, a lot of times you smoke a cigar and you say, oh, it tastes like oak or whatever. Really, the most prominent flavor in this is almost like nuts or cashews or something like that. A little bit of like caramel macchiato. You know, people come up with these weird descriptions. Oh, this tastes like this or that. Honest, I'm getting a little caramel macchiato, and I do like a caramel macchiato. So it's an interesting flavor. Not sweet by any means, though. Don't confuse it with that. And enough spice to be interesting. Medium full body. I'd give this for body maybe a 7. Not very strong at all, especially by AJ Fernandez standards. And smoking pleasure though, and smoking enjoyment, really good construction, perfect construction. We just talked about the burn. Taste is interesting and pretty unique. So I'm gonna have to give this a 9. And that's even being a little conservative. This is a very good cigar. If you haven't tried one of these, I would definitely give it a try. Thanks to the viewer who turned me on to these. I really appreciate that. Any suggestions you got, I'm more than happy to hear them. Jim from Cigars. I will see you next time.